Toprak Razgatlıoğlu arrives at the 2026 MotoGP season carrying more expectation, more uncertainty, and more scrutiny than any WorldSBK champion before him. 3 titles in 5 years have cemented him as one of the most electrifying riders of his era. A performer with once-in-a-generation braking ability and a global fan base Yamaha hasn't experienced since Valentino Rossi's prime. But MotoGP is not WorldSBK. The margins are microscopic, the technology unforgiving, and the political landscape around him is shifting faster than any rookie transition in recent memory. And as the 29-year-old Turkish superstar prepares for his debut with Pramac Yamaha, the spotlight grows hotter by the day. The new V4-powered M1 is the most ambitious project Yamaha has attempted in a decade, yet it enters 2026 surrounded by doubt rather than certainty. Yamaha finished the 2025 season as the worst constructor on the grid. Pramac, once Ducati's championship-contending satellite team, closed the year dead last, with just 125 points. It's the backdrop no newcomer wants, least of all a champion stepping into an entirely different racing universe. And still, Toprak brings with him the aura of a rider who can bend a motorcycle to his will. That's exactly why his first official MotoGP outing in Valencia was watched so closely. Even without diving into every detail of the test, one truth emerges clearly. It was the moment Toprak fully understood the scale of what lies ahead. The instant he swung a leg over Yamaha's V4 prototype, first privately at Aragon, then officially in Valencia, one reality became impossible to ignore. MotoGP brakes differently. The Michelin front tire is not a Pirelli, and MotoGP's carbon brake discs behave nothing like the steel discs he mastered in WorldSBK. Pramac team manager Gino Borsoi revealed how quickly Toprak realized this at Valencia, where his signature stoppy-style deceleration and ultra-late corner entries simply wouldn't translate. In WorldSBK, his superpower is going from full throttle to full brake in one explosive movement. In MotoGP, that same instinct can lead instantly to disaster. Jorge Lorenzo put it bluntly when discussing the adaptation ahead. Yamaha must help Razgatlıoğlu understand the Michelin rubber before 2027. That single sentence captures the reality. The 2026 learning curve will be steep, complex, and unforgiving. Even Toprak himself acknowledged the challenge when he told Ducati engineers just how tight the margins are in MotoGP. Everyone is incredibly close, and the man offering that analysis is no stranger to pressure. He's a 3-time champion who has spent his career thriving in intense braking duels. Just before heading out for his early laps, Ducati mastermind Gigi D'Aligna, a man who has shaped multiple world titles and helped define MotoGP's technical direction, pulled Toprak aside in a quiet moment captured in Ducati's Inside Ducati series. The advice was brief but carried weight. Gigi told him, "You have to stay calm. But a rider is a rider. They want results as soon as possible." He added a line that applies to every great rookie MotoGP has ever seen. You just need more kilometers on the bike. That's it. Because for sure, you can see the riders are tight. So there are some really good points opportunities. I think you can do quite well. Anyway, good luck. Coming from Gigi, those words were not motivational fluff. They were a realistic warning about MotoGP's precision, tire behavior, and the gulf to the front. Fabio Quartararo echoed similar optimism after reviewing the test data, admitting that he now expects Toprak to perform better in his rookie season than he initially thought. If Yamaha's fastest rider believes that, it suggests Toprak's early adaptation, while imperfect, was far from discouraging. But that's also where the optimism fades. Because right now, the MotoGP paddock is split. This is the storyline dominating the sport. These are the concerns putting pressure on Yamaha. Former WorldSBK champion and TNT Sports analyst Neil Hodgson has been the loudest voice in this discussion. His view is direct. Yamaha was the wrong choice. He didn't hide his alarm. Sitting here now, looking into the future, he signed for the wrong manufacturer. He expanded on Yamaha's current instability. As 2025 closed, Yamaha found themselves in a state of turmoil. They are developing a brand new V4, but it's still not where it needs to be, not as competitive as the riders hoped. Then came the knockout concern, the one targeting Toprak's biggest weapon. His primary strength, his superpower, is the braking zone. But with a Michelin front slick and MotoGP's lowering devices, that technique can trigger a lockup and a crash. This isn't criticism, it's physics. It's the difference between steel and carbon, between Pirelli and Michelin. Analyst Sylvain Guntoli echoed Hodgson's thoughts, saying Toprak faces an enormous challenge and questioning whether his current braking technique can survive the transition. Can he do what he's doing in WorldSBK right now? I doubt it. Then came Carlo Pernat, the blunt paddock figure known for saying what others avoid. His confusion wasn't about braking, tire compounds, or Toprak's age. It was Yamaha's timing. Are you letting him debut in a year when everything changes the following year? Pernat warned that Toprak could develop instincts in 2026 that become useless when the series switches to 850cc engines and Pirelli tires in 2027. Ironically, the same tires he already excels with. And he didn't stop there. Yamaha's entire lineup concerned him. He even described Fabio Quartararo as a prisoner inside the factory project, stuck waiting for a competitive bike while the rest of the 2027 market closes. When the voices of Hodgson, Guntoli, and Pernat combine, the message is unmistakable. Toprak Razgatlıoğlu may have joined MotoGP at the right time, but Yamaha might not be the right place. Pramac's switch from Ducati to Yamaha was bold, ambitious, and anything but guaranteed. The team went from fighting for championships to finishing last in the standings. Yamaha, once title contenders, slipped into technical confusion, scoring just 247 points in the constructor standings. Now the expectation is that Yamaha's brand new V4 will fix everything. It won't, not immediately. Yamaha knows this, Pramac knows this, Toprak knows it too. The 2026 project is a reboot, not a revival, and Toprak is being placed at the center of a motorcycle still in development. If there's one theme echoed across all expert opinions, it's this: Toprak will have to unlearn before he can learn. Unlearn the Pirelli braking sensation, unlearn steel disc modulation, unlearn WorldSBK's corner entry load, and then learn carbon disc braking, Michelin pressure windows, MotoGP's aggressive ride height devices, and the delicate edge grip demands of Yamaha's new prototype. Toprak has admitted the early phase will be painful. It won't be easy for him to accept finishing outside the top 10, but the challenge also brings opportunity. Because in 2027, the tires switch to Pirelli. His greatest weakness in 2026 becomes his greatest advantage the following year. Even Hodgson concedes this. He could surprise. He's a multiple champion. He knows what it takes to win. And that's where belief begins to outweigh fear. Amid all the criticism, one person sees Toprak's path with absolute clarity: Manuel Puccetti, his longtime mentor. Puccetti has watched Toprak evolve for more than a decade. He understands the mindset behind the aggression. And what he sees is a rider capable of transforming MotoGP's audience. If Toprak proves competitive, he could be a huge asset for Liberty Media, capable of generating global attention. He even believes Toprak could become the new face of MotoGP, the first true global star since Marc Marquez. And why not? Toprak brings an entire country with him. Turkey's fan base is massive, passionate, and fiercely loyal. Puccetti's confidence comes not from hype, but from a decade of witnessing Toprak's adaptability, resilience, and raw talent. No one expects Toprak Razgatlıoğlu to walk into MotoGP and immediately fight Marc Marquez. Everyone inside the paddock understands that. Fans know the gap between WorldSBK and MotoGP is enormous. Yamaha's leadership knows the scale of work ahead, and Toprak, perhaps more than anyone, understands the mountain he must climb. He has already spoken with Marquez before making the switch, sharing excitement for future battles, but also acknowledging that everything in MotoGP depends on timing. Experience cannot be shortcutted, and Toprak knows that better than most, which is why 2026 is viewed as a foundation year, a season dedicated to learning, adapting, and recalibrating. It will be his time to understand the Yamaha M1 V4's personality, to adapt to the Michelin front tire behavior, and to refine his braking technique without losing the aggression that made him a superstar in WorldSBK. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.